Well, Bob Costas is here in the Showdown.
We're laughing because PK just said about our triumvirate here.
Yes.
You know, we're apparently well paid, but dysfunctional, like the Padres, at least today.
We're having our own malaise here.
Yeah, and most of it's my fault.
Hopefully people aren't home saying, let's just rip these guys left and right. No, I'm sure you are. All right,
they will anyway.
Here for the Showdown. All right, I did a max offer. What I could, if I'm a GM or a club president, what I would tell our people, here's what we can offer Shohei Ohtani, and that's as far as we can go. Give me your offer.
Ideally, from a team standpoint, I'd offer him $60 million for 5 years with team options after that.
6 for 50. All right.
So but team options after that. It could be a 10-year deal, but we could have an opt-out after that, depending upon where he sits. Now,
wait, you want 6 years and then it's incentivized toward him? He's going to say no to that.
Yes, he is.
But 6 for 50, you're going to go to $300 billion. And that's as far as you can go.
No, I said 5 for 60.
5 for 60, not 6 for 50.
Yeah.
Malaise continues here on the program. 5 for 60.
Yeah.
And then you're going to... All right, so you're not going to be in on it, probably.
At that point, we're going to say, look, you want to pitch? We're going to watch it more carefully. Maybe you pitch on 7, 8 days rest. Maybe it's a different way of using it, but you'll still be pitching. And then we'll see what happens after that. We may even pay you $600 million for 10, but we have opt-outs in the second half of the contract.
I like your philosophy in that, look, I almost have to readjust because it's, again, I mentioned it's like a pundit's arm race. The higher number you can go to, the more hip you are about Ohtani and new baseball and that sort of thing. $60 million is an astronomical figure.
Yes, it is.
Right? It's it should incentivize somebody.
Here's the thing. No matter how generous and simultaneously reasonable, all things considered, that offer might be, all you need is one team out of many to say, screw it. We'll do whatever it takes to get Ohtani. We'll bust the whole paradigm, and we'll go there. And that might very well happen.
See, if I'm thinking that, because he's going to be a hitter for at least a year, maybe it's 2 years he's going to be a hitter.
Yeah.
And he's a top 3 hitter in the game.
Absolutely.
And so, to me, he's worth, it's $40 million. That's kind of the level. Just a matter of, I would never do anybody over 7 years. Like, you live with those contracts years 7, 8, 9, 10, and now some do 11. No way. I'm out of that.
But that may be what's necessary.
What brings them in?
Somebody says, yeah, we know the back end is very unlikely to be anywhere close to value.
They all regret that. But they're like, it'll be 11 years down the road. I won't even be here.
They may rationalize that this guy's a unicorn. We won't regret it because the first 5 or 6 will be so great that we don't mind paying the annuity at the back end.
He is different. He was a unicorn. Now it's a smaller unicorn. It's not. He's doing one thing,
Still
not both things. All right. Here it is. Big picture theory. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Kyle Schwarber, it's an actual person we're talking about, is hitting 189 this year. But he has 36 homers. His OPS plus 100 being league average is 114. Is he having a good season?
Well, he walks a lot. They hit him in the leadoff spot. He walks a lot. He does get on base. He has a good postseason history, and they're headed for the postseason by all appearances.
Is he having a good season was the question, Bob.
I think he's having a decent season. You know, on a contending team. He's not like Dave Kingman with the 82 Mets, who at 204 with 37 homers was a defensive liability in a non-DH situation.
And he was reviled at the time.
Yes, he was.
People just loathed him.
Yes, he was.
And yet people love Kyle Schwarber. It's a different age. I'm with you. I think he's stretching the limits of what can be good. 189, that's kind of the Adam Dunn thing. When Adam Dunn was hitting 240 or 260, he was excellent. People thought he stunk. I said, no, he's great.
Yeah.
But at 189... yeah, that's low.
That's tough to take. Tough to take, especially when you get into the postseason and you just need a base hit in late innings against generally better pitching. But having said that, Schwarber has a pretty good postseason history.
Also, his approach at the plate is excellent. He has a clue up there. So it's not like he's up there by, God, what a bad at-bat Schwarber had. They said that about Kingman, but we don't say that about Schwarber.
He could go 0 for 10 in a playoff series and then deliver a huge bomb in a big moment.
Yeah. Mets and Padres, by the way, get all the heat. And we give them a lot of heat here with our malaise watch here. But I think Cleveland is getting a pass. I'm going to make Cleveland. And you stole my stuff. That's all right.
Yeah.
Cleveland, though, I'm saying 92 wins last year, right? Youngest team in the postseason. Contact, fielding, bullpen. We all love them, right? Almost beat the Yankees. They're 62 and 69. Also, to your point, they traded Aaron Savali when they were 1 game out of first. Then they just traded Ahmed Rosario for Noah Syndergaard. They just cut Syndergaard, who pitched better for them than he was with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
What kind of season is that?
This makes very little sense to me, and I think the clock is ticking on Terry Francona, one of the best managers of his generation. And as long as you're in the American League Central, your reality is different. As you said, they're only 1 game back of the Twins. they were in better position than superior teams in other divisions, if you're just talking about getting to October. And last October, they gave the Yankees all they could handle.
Well, that's what, and also they're a smart front office.
Very.
We give them on this show, it's always like, hey, look, if they're doing something, if the Rays are doing something, they're not just making some foolish decision. But the Rosario for Syndergaard thing, I'm like, what are they looking at with Syndergaard this year? This year's version of Syndergaard, not the old Syndergaard, or even last year where it was like he was given everything he had. What did they see this year? I don't get that.
I think it might have been what they were looking at with Rosario. He's another one of those guys that they think...
Give him away. He's a useful guy.
Yeah,
thought he was useful.
Last year he had a good season, at least at the plate. The analytics say that with shifts outlawed, that he's not as good as shortstop. But does that justify him for Syndergaard? Especially through the rearview mirror? No.